Okay, so I just did these LED blinkers on my 99 Xr650l. Just want to go over a couple things real quick. Did a lot of reading on the forums and watched some YouTube videos and got some incorrect information. So I just thought I would try and help the next guy out. These are just cheap $10 ones. Got them off Amazon. I'm in the woods so much that it's not worth me spending a good money because I'm breaking the damn things and being mad. So what you're going to end up having to do once you do the LEDs, get them wired into the stock harness, which in the front is easy, just use the stock bolt connectors. In the back it's a little bit pain in the butt, you got to cut the wires and crimp them together or solder them and heat wrap them like what I did. But you're going to have to remove the factory turn signal relay. So this guy here, as you can see the factory one, if I can get my phone to focus here. The factory one is just 2-prong, 12.8 volt, which is, all of them. What you're going to end up having to do is get one that's LED compatible, which I went to Bond Auto Parts here in Vermont. It's probably, if you're in the Northeast, that's probably your best bet, because I tried Napa and Advanced, and neither of them carried anything. So see the new turn signal relay is mounted up in there. That zip tie's just on the fork right now holding it in place. I'm going to come up with something better in the future. I was just getting it all mocked together and testing it. But you're going to have to find something that's got a ground leg on it. That way you can ground it. There's the ground connection right there. Got to ground it. I tried several different ones. I tried a few that said they were LED compatible that didn't have the ground leg, and they didn't work. And the other thing you got to look out is when you're looking at them, the packaging will say how many lamps they're rated for. It'll say 2 to 4 or 8 to 16, whatever. Got to make sure you find one that says 2 to 4. You get one that's any more than that, these don't draw enough electricity to actuate the relay. So it's something to keep in mind. It was $12. And it's a hell of a lot easier than going through and having to wire in the resistors and diodes. Instead of screwing with any of that, just change your damn relay out. Another thing is, I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube where they never actually showed the LED blinkers working, and read some things on the forums where they were saying just change out this bulb here to an LED, or take this bulb out and it would make them work. Well, that ain't the case. As you can see, blinkers are working. That ain't working. The reason is I had to take that bulb out, otherwise all 4 of them work, because the way that bulb is fed is it uses the electricity coming back off the stock ones to run that. Well, these don't use enough power, and that doesn't draw enough power, so it was still back feeding all 4. And then I had somebody tell me, or didn't have somebody tell me, rather, I read it on the forums to just change that to an LED. I tried that, still didn't work. I tried a couple different LEDs. I tried a good Philips, which was 23 bucks or something like that. And I tried this Sylvania, which also didn't work. So what I'm going to end up having to do, and what anybody who does this without wiring resistors in is going to have to do, is I'm just going to splice into the hot side of each turn signal, and each one will have its own small LED here and here to flash when the blinker's on, so the bike will still pass inspection. You'll still be able to see that your turn signal's on, yada yada. Because obviously you're not going to hear the clicking when the bike's running, you're going down the road. But that's it. They look a hell of a lot bigger than them big orange pimples, and I don't think I'll break them quite as easy, because they are sucked in pretty tight, especially this guy here is tucked in with the exhaust. So have a good one.